One of the core tenets of optimal health is to eat a diet diverse in plant nutrients. In this short video, I'll help you design a super salad full of a rainbow of plant colors, healthy fats and proteins, and including your own homemade salad dressing, knowing that this one meal can nourish your brain and body at the deepest level and be one piece of the puzzle towards optimal mental health. Welcome to Root Cause of Happiness. I'm Dr. Sarah Bryn Morrow, licensed psychologist, therapeutic yoga teacher, and optimal wellness educator. I teach the physiology of mental health and the skills that empower resilience. Join me as we explore the many pieces of the puzzle to deep healing at the root cause of happiness. When we think about nutrition for optimal health, I like to think about the 4 S's: smoothies, salads, soups, and stir-fries. These 4 types of dishes allow us to include a wide variety of plants in our diet and also avoid some of the more inflammatory foods such as wheat and dairy. Often people say, I don't like salad, or I know I should eat salad, but it's just so unenjoyable, boring. And what we need to realize is we can turn a salad into a superfood meal that can be very filling and enjoyable and taste delicious if we include a lot of these ingredients that turn that salad into a more well-rounded meal than just lettuce and ranch dressing. While salad is good for you, leafy greens having lots of nutrients, especially magnesium, fiber, water, greens are good for us, but what's not good for us are commercial salad dressings. So salad dressings almost always contain a surprisingly high amount of sugar and really low quality oils that tend to drive inflammation in the body. Salad dressings have emulsifiers and preservatives, and they just tend to make a potentially healthy meal into an unhealthy meal when we put that commercial salad dressing on top of our vegetables we've taken so much time to wash and chop. So I want to start this little lecture on super salads by telling you how to make an awesome, delicious, healthy Italian dressing. I personally prefer a creamy Italian dressing, and the way we make it a creamier, thicker, more kind of filling dressing is by blending it with seeds like sunflower and pumpkin seeds. So when I make salad dressing, I tend to make about a quart at a time, so 4 cups of salad dressing in my blender, and I'll keep that in a quart jar in my fridge and just fill up a reused salad dressing jar as needed. And I start with typically a base of pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. And I'll cover those in water because you'll need enough water to get it to the right consistency and be able to blend those seeds down into a creamy texture. So maybe about a cup of seeds with a cup or so of water. And then I like to add lots of raw garlic. So I might add about 5 or 6 or more cloves of garlic. From there, I'll usually do a dollop of raw honey. So typically salad dressing needs a little bit of sweetness to it. And so about a tablespoon of honey will give you a little bit of sweetener. Raw honey and real maple syrup do contain sugar, but they also contain broad spectrum nutrients and are really foods we shouldn't be too worried about consuming. And so I often recommend honey and maple syrup or stevia as our ideal sweeteners. But in my salad dressing, I like a bit of honey. Then we need the tanginess of an Italian dressing. So that can include red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar. So any of those vinegars you like. Balsamic vinegar also giving a nice sweetener to the dressing. And then I will include citrus juices. So I might juice a whole lemon, a whole lime, and half an orange, or any combination of lemons, limes, and oranges that you enjoy. A nice squeeze of Dijon mustard will also give it that little bit of extra tangy flavor. And then lots of herbs. So just a mixed Italian herb is great, but you could include things like rosemary, oregano, basil, thyme. So herbs are so powerful. They have really high levels of antioxidants, they're anti-inflammatory, they're brain protective. So I really recommend adding as many herbs to your cooking as possible. So put in a lot of those Italian herbs, maybe 2 tablespoons if you're doing this large batch of dressing. From the herbs, we're going to want to add some salt. So for salt, I recommend either pink Himalayan salt, which has a high profile of minerals, or Celtic sea salt. So those are the 2 salts that are beyond, iodized white table salt and have a broad mineral profile. So gray Celtic sea salt and pink Himalayan salt. Either of those, you probably want about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more in a quart of creamy Italian vinaigrette. Pepper is really important, so just a lot of ground black pepper is nice in there. And then turmeric. So in almost every nutrition video that I make, you're going to hear me recommend eating turmeric and including turmeric in your meals, or even taking a turmeric supplement. But in my salad dressing, I'll add in maybe a teaspoon of turmeric powder and quite a bit of black pepper. That black pepper thought to make turmeric more absorbable, more bioavailable. So what I'm going to do then is run the blender with my pumpkin and sunflower seeds and water, garlic, vinegars, honey, Dijon mustard, citrus juice, and herbs. And I'm going to blend that really, really thoroughly till those seeds are really liquefied. And then while the blender is running, start adding extra virgin olive oil is what I choose for my vinaigrette. Olive oil tends to be best at cold temperatures versus high heat cooking. Olive oil is so good for the brain and really thought to be one of the most nutritious, health-promoting oils. So I'll just slow drizzle extra virgin olive oil into my blender while it's running, and that will help emulsify the oil into the dressing, which means it won't then separate when it's in the jar. So that's how I make Italian dressing, and you don't have to make as much as I do, but I believe in batch cooking. I really think that it's most efficient and likely that we will eat home-cooked food if when we cook big, and then we have leftovers that will be there for quite a while. When I make Italian dressing and put it in a quart jar in my refrigerator, it never goes bad, and it will probably last for months for my family. So that's a really helpful way to start thinking about salads, is how do I make a really delicious, creamy, flavorful dressing that will make everybody enjoy their salad more. So that's what I recommend, is start by figuring out a salad dressing recipe that you really enjoy. From our dressing, let's talk greens. Iceberg lettuce is almost devoid of nutrients. It's really just water. So instead, we want to branch out and start enjoying different colors of leafy greens. So I really like red leaf lettuce, red romaines, purple cabbage, dark leafy romaine lettuce, green leaf, kale, spinach, arugula. So we can mix and match all of these green vegetables. If you put in purple or green cabbage, just slice it really thinly. Maybe you want to grate a carrot so there's less chewing and you have those beautiful flecks of orange from the carrot. And other colors like tomato, radish, maybe blueberries or strawberries, and even beets, right? So thinking about the rainbow of colors, how can I get those reds and purples with a mix of greens? Then from there, we want to think about extras like cucumber, celery, avocado. So avocado, anywhere you can get that in your diet. Avocado thought to be one of the most brain-supporting foods and having those really healthy fats that our brain depends on. I also like things like olives in my salad. Olives also containing really healthy omega-3 fatty acids. I also like marinated artichoke hearts. Artichokes are a nice prebiotic fiber, meaning they are one of the vegetables that help feed a lot of our beneficial gut bacteria. So any extra toppings for veggies that you like, maybe some fruit, lots of different greens mixed together. If you buy a bunch of lettuce and it's kind of tedious and effortful to wash your own lettuce, wash it all at one time and put it back in the fridge, already washed and ready to go. And that might make it more easy just for time efficiency to grab that lettuce when you need it or throw together a quick salad. So mix up your greens and have maybe 4 or 5 different greens in your salad bed, and then maybe 4 or 5 other veggies on there to add a lot of color diversity. From those veggies, we want to think about protein. So I really like to add either sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds or hemp seeds to the top of my salad. Sometimes also walnuts or pecans. So nuts and seeds, however which you enjoy them, are going to add some of those healthy fats and proteins and kind of give a little more crunch to your salad. I think of a salted sunflower seed kind of like an alternative to croutons. So add those beautiful nuts and seeds for all those healthy fats. You might also like a hard-boiled egg on the side of your salad. You can make those ahead of time and just keep a few in the fridge ready to go. So if you're making a salad, you have a hard-boiled egg that you can add to the side. If you like deviled eggs, that's a yummier way to eat a hard-boiled egg, and maybe your kids would like that better than a hard-boiled egg. So eggs can be a wonderful protein addition and also brain protective. From here, beans perhaps, so garbanzo beans, black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, even just a dollop of hummus. Beans have so many helpful minerals and nutrients, and chickpeas or hummus also has tryptophan, and tryptophan is helpful in creating our serotonin. So I always think when I'm eating hummus or chickpeas that these are like a happy food, right? These are giving my body the ability to synthesize more serotonin. So I like to add nuts and beans and seeds to a salad. If you eat meat, then please add some meat to your salad, a little bit of salmon or grass-fed beef or free-range poultry. Try to just add that little bit of meat to help your salad have extra protein and be a little bit more filling. And of course, that protein giving us the amino acids that the brain needs. So this is how I create a salad for my family, and sometimes we just have a salad for dinner, usually with a little bit of meat or eggs, and maybe you even want a piece of garlic toast on the side, but at least you're getting all of that rainbow of plants, the healthy fats from the olive oil, the nuts and seeds, and all that plant diversity, increasing the variety of nutrients that your brain will benefit from to make sure we're not having any missing pieces in all of those key nutrients that the body needs. I hope this gives you some ideas to help create a super salad. Start with a beautiful dressing. I also make a homemade Caesar dressing, including anchovy paste, anchovies having wonderful omega-3 fatty acids. So get creative and use lots of herbs, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and beans, maybe some eggs and healthy meat, and turn that into at least once or twice a week a beautiful meal that your family can enjoy, knowing that that rainbow of plant nutrition is leading you towards optimal mental health. Thank you for joining me at Root Cause of Happiness. If this information was useful to you, please share it with others seeking knowledge and tools for resilience. It is a meaningful contribution to the world when we become proactive in our healing journeys, by learning and growing, by increasing our awareness, by addressing the root cause of happiness.